as MAGA leaders, top
that
Democrats,
comes out on the 30th.
Nonpartisan journalists. We start tonight with the scandal consuming the Trump White House as MAGA leaders, top Democrats, and
I never thought I'd see MAGA people burning Trump hats. That's crazy to me.
Demand answers about the Epstein files. This is new and dangerous territory for Donald Trump, as for the first time, he appears unable to control his own base. This morning, D.C. woke up to headlines like these. MAGA revolt. Trump discovers MAGA has no off switch. Trump and MAGA are no longer the same thing. Images of MAGA supporters literally burning their red MAGA hats are going viral online. And all of this comes a day after Trump berated Republicans as, quote, stupid and foolish for wanting more information about the disgraced financier who died by suicide while in federal custody. Today, Trump's secretary was bombarded with Epstein questions at this press conference.
Does the president believe that justice has been served in the Epstein case?
Does he have knowledge or an understanding of what is...
Bro, they dug up the shitstorm from hell, and now it is chasing them down. It is hunting them like the Hunger Games. They are so cooked.
Epstein that have not been released.
Has the White House been directly in touch with some of the MAGA influencers that are still not satisfied?
The president said that he floated the idea of a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. Can you confirm that?
Do you know what the president's reaction was to Mike Johnson saying that he wants additional files released? Was there a conversation with Mike Johnson about that following his comments?
There's been a lot of discussion about the Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
An absolute
Oof. Oof. Oh, man, they're like a pack of rabid dogs.
Barrage of questions with
That's what everyone wants to talk about, so guess what?
Belief in sight. Politico
talk about it.
Quote, Trump is like a magician who has locked himself in a straitjacket, only to find that he's lost his ability to maneuver out of it and finds his audience turning on him. Among those now speaking out are Trump's former vice president, Mike Pence, as well as top GOP senators and the MAGA broadcasters.
Broadcaster?
I think the time has come for the administration to release all of the files regarding Jeffrey Epstein's investigation and prosecution.
Maybe I'm just getting old and forgetting things, but I could have sworn that we had people campaigning, and if I get elected, we're going to release the files, right?
That's what they all...
Release the data.
That's what they all said. They all ran their campaigns on that. They were all like, let's release these files. And now that he's in office, he's not releasing the files, which means he's not keeping his word. So... release them. We want to see them. We wish to dissect the information from its paper bones.
Damn files. Get over it.
It's the administration and their handling of this, which is why everyone's talking about it. It didn't have to be handled this way. It's been abysmal.
I am trying to get you to take the political gun out of your mouth. You already blown both your feet off.
Yeah, he has.
Now you got it.
He has both of his feet in his mouth because he's shot both of them off, and he's doubled back so many times on releasing these files. I don't understand why he just doesn't at this point. It's ruining his campaign.
Stuff in your mouth. I'm like, will you please take that out of your mouth? You're
Pretty
like,
much,
shut up. Don't talk about it. You have put the gun in your mouth and ours collectively. Stop it. Stop it.
And in a rare display of bipartisanship, top Democrats have also gotten in on the act, hammering Trump on the Epstein question.
For years, Donald Trump and the...
Bro, they are a pack of bees, rabid dogs, fucking zombies. Why don't you just release the files? It'd be so simple. It'd be like clicking a button. Just release them.
MAGA movement have railed on about the Epstein files.
But remember, they don't exist, right? They just don't fucking exist. We've run an entire 4-year campaign on how they just exist, and now they don't exist at like a light switch because you're just dumb. You're dumb Americans, and you don't deserve to know, I guess.
A complete.
It's not like the people that are in office that did the things that were wrong. It's not like they're going to go to jail anyway because they're rich and they're politicians.
Trump is straight up gaslighting the American public.
Yep.
The president could run on a campaign with a promise to expose the Epstein files. Now he and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, say, nope, nothing to investigate. When it comes to Epstein and sex trafficking, all these claims are...
All the people that don't have anything to do with those files, they're going to get up there and advocate for the release of these files. There might be some good Joes that want to, do the right thing since they did the wrong thing, but they're going to go down all the same. It's all the people that did wrong things that are in those files that don't want them released.
Just ludicrous.
Amid these calls for greater transparency, there's also new scrutiny on an unexplained move from the Trump DOJ. Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, was until recently a longtime federal prosecutor who worked on a number of high-profile cases, including the prosecution of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's associate. This week, Trump's DOJ fired her. Critics say it appears to be an effort to intimidate perceived enemies. Today, in a farewell email to her colleagues, Comey said that the DOJ letter informing her of her termination provided no reason for her discharge. In the email, which MSNBC has obtained, Comey issued a sharp warning to her colleagues in the Southern District of New York, saying, quote, if a career prosecutor can be fired without reason, fear may seep into the decisions of those who remain. Do not let that happen. Fear is the tool of a tyrant wielded to suppress independent thought. Instead of fear, let this moment fuel the fire that already burns at the heart of this place, a fire of righteous indignation at abuses of power, of commitment to seek justice for victims, of dedication to truth above all else.
Oh, what a statement.
And that is where we start tonight. Donald Trump under fire from the MAGA base amid broader warnings about a presidential power grab. Joining me now is Barrett Berger, a former federal...
That's what happens when you run your entire inauguration off of releasing these files and then you don't follow through with it. Big surprise. They're out for blood. Even the people that don't like Trump are going to be advocating for the release of these files simply because they want to make this as big a shit show as they can because they don't like him.
Prosecutor from the Southern District of New York, and Aisha Mills, political strategist and former resident fellow at Harvard's Kennedy School of Politics.
What's crazy is like these people are going to grab at whatever they can to take down whatever Trump has built up, regardless of if it was good or not. They're just going to grab whatever's going to make the worst publicity towards Trump, and they're going to run with it every time. And that's like that with any president that would advocate for something like this and then not follow through with it.
Aisha, you saw Donald Trump's press secretary faced with a barrage of questions over the Epstein files. Why can't Donald Trump figure out how to defuse this bomb?
Because Donald Trump doesn't want to. I mean, here's the thing. I just want to acknowledge for everybody who's watching this.
He wants it to
disappear. Been on like a week and a half.
That's what he wants. He wants it to disappear.
Distraction from what's really going on in America right now. Donald Trump is gutting the government. They literally just rescinded $9 billion in foreign aid. They're trying to shut down public broadcasting. They're
they did that over the night.
Taking Medicare from people, Medicaid from people. And here's where we are, is we're talking about this. We know that Donald Trump doesn't actually care about the victims, about those poor girls who are human trafficked. I think right now we need to be focusing on actually the victims of this and trying to get justice for this. And that's not something that Donald Trump is ever going.
We got to release these files and get these people that did this nasty shit. If they're senators, we got to get them in jail. We got to get them out of their positions.
To talk about.
I don't disagree, but he is losing his base over this. Like there are folks.
He should. That's what happens when you make a promise and then you don't deliver.
The MAGA faithful. Who
it's the principle. It's not the reason.
Angry and they are baying for blood. Barrett, do you think the DOJ actually has more information?
In this case, it's both. It's the principle and the reason.
Than they're letting on here, and that there's something to these calls for transparency?
Well, I'm sure the DOJ has, thousands and thousands of pages of information that they produced in discovery. But the problem is not all information is sufficient to be released to the public. Here you're going to have hours and hours of child pornography that was captured on these recordings. You're going to have information that
but remember, though, even though there's thousands and thousands of hours, there's no way to identify anybody, There's no way to identify anyone who was in the videos, because that's what they said.
Identifies victim, that gives personal stuff about them. You're going to have information that was gained through judicial process, like a grand jury.
What do the victims have to say about this? Like, I want to know, like, honestly, what the victims say about this. Because, like, obviously, if I were a victim of this, I would want this to come to light. But some of them just want to move on with their lives and act like it never happened, and I get those people. But the people that actually have their lives turned upside down because of this, they need to see justice for the people that did this.
Simply cannot be disclosed according to law. So I think the big problem we have here is one of an explanation, explaining exactly why certain things can't be released, what the basis is.
Yeah, it's like they expect people to just accept the fact that they can't release it. I mean, that's not really a good thing to go off of. That's like whenever you're doing something as a child and then you're told by your parent, don't do that. And the first thing that you ask as a child is why? And then they turn around and say, because I said. That's not an answer. That's not acceptable as an answer.
It may not satisfy people who
We're not your damn kids, bro. We put you in the office. So you need to fulfill your part.
Their hearts set on getting their hands on this, but just because they can't see it doesn't mean they should.
Well, that's a great question, Aisha. Like, so there's a lot of information here for lots of different reasons. Much of it likely cannot be released, but we are seeing people online burning their MAGA hats. And these are people who are deeply with the president. It seems like they would be receptive to an explanation, any explanation from this man whom they revere. Why won't this just go away? Why can't they get
It won't go away because he said he promised that he would do this. He hasn't done it. And to be quite frank with how big this is and how many lives this affected and still affect to this day, because all they've ever wanted to do is cover it up, it's no surprise that people would lose faith in him. This is huge.
Well, listen, I think that Donald Trump, well, we all know, actually, let me not, say, I think Donald Trump is guilty of a variety of things and hasn't been held accountable for them, period. What his base does and our distraction with that is literally that. What I'm interested in, be it Republican or be it Democrat, is why isn't anybody talking about the fact that if they were so riled up about this Epstein case and getting justice for these victims, why is Donald Trump defunding, literally just completely dismantle the Violence Against Women Act? And completely defunded all support for people who have been trafficked, for human trafficking. There's so much that could actually happen that would be with regards to policy that would actually support and protect people that we could be talking about. And right now, it just feels more like a political circus that I don't think is going anywhere.
So
it isn't. That's the thing. It isn't going anywhere. It will probably end with the files not being released. Trump's reputation being tarnished, and a very, very pissed off U.S. yet again for another frickin' presidency with a whole lot of talk and not a lot of answers. And I mean, how many times does this have to happen with these frickin' presidents before we just get tired of it and we do something like making either a third party or just altogether like overthrowing the government because the corruption and the power that they hold over the American people just leads to all-out war. There's only so much of it you can deal with.
This is a political circus, and it actually doesn't feel like Donald Trump is necessarily in the middle of it. The one person who does
We're tired of working hundreds of hours a week, having to get two or three jobs just to support ourselves or support a family, like can't afford to go to the store and get anything, can't afford to get a house, working 3-4 jobs, taxes being taken out, nothing in place for some counties that could be used to protect them. Like at a certain point, you got to start giving the American people something, because it just, the way it is, it's not good for us. Like, the whole reason why you're in power is because of the American people, and a lot of senators and people seem to keep forgetting that. They just ignore it. You are where you're at because of the American people. Why don't you give back?
Be getting
You're too busy trying to like cut taxes from the rich and then taxing the shit out of the poor, so they never see the light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how many hours they work. It's disgusting.
Of all of this is Attorney General Pamela Jo Bondi. How much trouble is she in from?
There's not even like healthcare systems in place. There's no like a universal basic income would be nice. Like all these rich people complain, well, you don't want to pay off all that. That's dumb. Well, yeah, because it's your tax money. You pay more in a higher tax bracket. So, like, of course you wouldn't want to pay more taxes. It's like, God forbid you use your money for anything other than letting it sit in your fucking bank account. Some people have so much wealth they'll never spend it ever in like their entire bloodline's history ever. No matter how much of it they spend, and like we really wouldn't want to take that money and do anything good with it. Though if you were at any other country in the world, because of the protections that are here, you would have been killed and all your stuff would be taken. That's why you're here and not in other countries. Like, let's be honest here. But yet you abuse this country's systems to the point where not even the normal Joe can do the American dream anymore. It's
base that's calling for her ouster.
I mean, seemingly a lot. I mean, it seems like she still has the support of the president, but as we know, you have the support of the president until you don't.
Yep.
And, right, I mean, too anxious, but like the fact that anyone who actually cares about protecting victims and standing up for them and doing something about sex trafficking, the person who cared the most about doing that was the person they just fired. Maureen Comey, more than anyone else, was somebody who not only, talked the talk of wanting to protect victims, but spent the last decade doing the hard work to do that. Not just in the Epstein case, but as we just saw over the last 2 months in the Combs case. This is somebody who's dedicated.
This is the P. Diddy trial.
Correct. Yeah. So this is somebody who has just dedicated her career to standing up for victims, to doing the work that people are talking about. And the fact that they've fired her while also saying we care about this is just wildly inconsistent.
And keep in mind that this president has spent most of his life trying to avoid accountability for the things that he's done against women. So,
whatever. We're gonna leave that at that. I don't know about all that.